So, this one's gonna be again about how you learn shit. Whether you're a visual learner, whether you're an auditory learner. And today, we're gonna go through the two that we haven't been covering yesterday, which is the reading and writing type of learner and also the other one that I do not remember. See you after the intro.
See you after the motherfucking intro.
What's wrong? There's clearly something wrong, but I don't know. And with that being said, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Fucking Tactics podcast. You know, pretty pumped, as you might can tell. But yeah, as I've said already before the intro, we are going ahead with this article from the improvepresentation.com website, and I still believe that this is actually the best website to view that and to show that, just because it, looks nice, and I also believe that the information is quite goodly structured, quite well structured, which is amazing, which is great, which is cool. Therefore, we're just going ahead with it, with the reading and writing learning type. So, the reading and writing type consumes information best in words. Who would have thought? This learning style is most popular among teachers and students. I don't think so. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm really not learning that way. I'm really not learning through. Well, writing is something different. The problem that I've also been talking about yesterday is, okay, if you're in school and you're like writing your shit and your notes while you're listening to the teacher and or while you're actually just writing the shit off of from the blackboard, then, well, yeah, the shit that happens to me actually all the time is actually only me concentrating on me writing and not actually me concentrating on the information that I'm writing about and or the stuff that I'm writing about. So in the end, it is really for me like, okay, I'm sitting in school just to write, and then at home I'm gonna fucking learn that shit. Of course, if it is something interesting, I'm still gonna pay attention to it, and it also depends also on the subject, just because like not every subject is so common natural to me, and it is so, interesting for me that there is gonna be some differences, and there is gonna be some fucked up shit as well, if you can tell like this. I don't know. The thing is it actually the case that you get somehow demonetized or just, not monetized by just swearing all the fucking time? Could this be the case? Because I'm swearing like every minute. At least once, I guess. I don't know. Like, maybe this is really not good. Maybe I should not swear. But it is actually my humor, to be honest. Even though, like, it might be just so... I don't know, like it might be so, I do not want to say childish. Well, I like swearing. So when a text-based input and output is favorable, all the reports, essays, manuals, lists, diaries, dictionaries, and textual PowerPoint presentations are very welcome. Here it's all about the words. When you look around, you will quickly notice that, for instance, web browsers and Wikipedia are optimized for the reading and writing learning style, as the search results are packed with textual information. And now there's going to be the obligatory box where all the... Are we finishing up with this shit? We are a little bit too fast today. Maybe I'm gonna play some chess afterwards. Would be nice. At first the work, and at first the value, and then the fun for me at least. So yeah, let's go through the box. So reading and writing teaching techniques for presenters and content creators. The first one is, no matter what content format you choose, always provide some essay, some easy to digest notes and summaries of it. Yeah, makes sense. Just having a short version of just the whole fucking thing is really important, and the students, if you're a teacher, they're gonna appreciate that deeply. Like, just having a sheet like where everything is on that you have to learn for the essay or whatever it is really cool. Like, it is just great. It makes life a little bit easier, and it also just, I do just also have to say that it somehow ensures that everyone knows what to learn. Like, often it's like, okay, teachers be like, okay, you have to read page 102, 3, 78, 9, 11, and whatever, and nobody the fuck knows what sites you actually have to learn. Like, somebody knows, but not really exactly. And this just, like the point of, having a test or something is not just trying to figure out what you should be learning. Like, it would be nice, it would be nice having a sheet of paper with everything on, so that you only have to learn it, and
yeah, that's it. And
I don't know, I'm also thinking about some extra stuff, people might be interested in like having a sheet with like, okay, this is what you have to know and this is what is interesting or could be interesting to you, but you do not have to learn it. Because the thing is, if it is just somehow a summary, then people are just gonna learn a fucking summary. Like, students are not gonna learn anything that they do not need somehow. Some do, because some are interested in the subject, and then this might be just pretty good for them. Like, okay, and here's some extra part that you could learn if you want to, but in the end it is not included in the test or in the exam or whatever it is. Would be nice. I would like that. Second thing is, prepare a transcript of your videos and podcasts. Yeah, the thing is, I wouldn't learn that way. I would rather actually listen to the podcast, I guess, as much as possible. Funny thing, I've was it history? I think in history class in the last year or last grade actually, we have been gone through like the First World War and the Second World War, whatsoever, and to actually memorize all the things, I've been watching YouTube videos and I've been just having them on loop in the background while I was just working on my social media stuff actually, and it worked. I've also been just watching them fully and actually just by keeping close attention to them whatsoever. So I've not only been listening to them, but I've also been watching them, just because, like, yeah, often for me it is the case that I know where the information was on the sheet and or on the book page, but I do not know the information. I can only tell, like, okay, it was in the upper part of the book or something, and or of the site, but I do not know the information, which is fucked up. Like, yeah, not that nice. I wouldn't learn through transcribed podcasts. At least I won't. There's gonna be a person that's able to learn that way, surely. The third one is, provide your audience with notebooks and pens so that they can take notes by themselves and put the subject into their own words. If it works for them, surely it would make sense, for the really writing style learner fuckers, I don't know. The fourth one is, stay consistent with your presentation formatting. Yeah. I think it should always be the case, no matter what presentation you're doing or what presentation for what, learning type you're actually doing, just because, like, yeah, having one page that looks completely different than the other 50 before, it's not gonna be so nice. So it's, as I think about it, it would not be nice. The next thing is the kinesthetic learning type. And then there's going to be some mixtures of them, and then there's going to be a conclusion, and we're going to finish it up for today. And there's some infographic shit, which is good, which is actually, yeah, it's amazing. I like that. I appreciate that. I deeply do. Let's see. So this type of person prefers learning from experience and likes to put topics into practice, either simulated or real, to learn new things. People who belong to this learning type have a profound connection to life events and reality than other learners. Hence, they appreciate demonstrations, simulations, exhibitions, performances, use cases, experiments, videos, and movies more than the previously mentioned forms of content. They enjoy tasting, feeling, or touching the subject they are learning about. Whatever technique you use, attracting the kinesthetic type requires a real-life example and exercises. Somehow obviously, but yeah, nice that they pointed out. For those dumb motherfuckers. Just joking. It was really like, okay, it was loading in my fucking head if I should actually, pull it off, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. Let's actually go through the little box, which is actually like a summary, I have to say. Actually an update on my blister that I have, and I've actually looked it up, and it really is called blister. I don't know if you can tell, just because I assume that this fucking camera is not gonna pick that up that nicely. Could it focus? Can it focus? I don't know if it actually is actually is it actually focusing on something? Or is it like constant focus shit or something? But there must be some focus. Or, well, I don't know. So kinesthetic teaching techniques for presenters and content creators. The first one is, use real-life examples, applications, and case studies in your presentation to help with abstract concepts. The second one is, redo lab experiments or projects. And the third one is utilize pictures and photographs that illustrate your idea. Yeah, so I think the last one is particularly for just connecting it to real life, to actually, something that I often do as well. Like if I'm just in chemics or something, I often try it because I don't have any chemics in the last grade. But the thing is, I just really like to see how it is actually operating in the real world, or how it is actually just, I don't know, like if it is some machine or something or some process, I just really like to see how it is working, so that I can so that it just makes sense for me. Like I do want to see how it is operating, that I can make some sense out of the information that I'm getting out of the text that was provided to me by the teacher. Because if it is like, okay, it is a machine, it looks that way and this way, and it does this and that, then I'm like, yeah, cool, I don't fucking know what you mean. Yeah. Now we go ahead with some VARC mixes. So apparently, and as I've also, I think, been pointing out, I think before I went through it, like on other websites you can totally find also other variations of these learning types. Some people talk about solitary types. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the fucking word means. But I assume that those four are like, those four are those four major types of learners, but there's still going to be some variation. And as you might heard as well through what I'm talking about, like I'm not really one of these types. The thing that I've also been talking about in the last one is I really like to do all the things. I like to listen, read aloud, something very important for me, have pictures, have real life connections. I actually am everything somehow. It also depends on the subject as well, and how easy it is for me to learn it. But yeah, so there's going to be some variation, there's going to be some VARC mixes or mixes in general. There's not just going to be those four types. There's not some black and white shit, there's some shades of gray shit here. So of course, not all people can be classified into these four primary learning types. There are also mixtures. Whenever you don't feel like there is any preference dominant for you from those mentioned above, but you can see some features here and there that suit you, then you can consider yourself a multimodal learner. So I am a multimodal learner. Sounds amazing. There are two official mixes established by the VARC database. VARC Type 1 is context specific, switching from one preference to another depending on the subject. And then there's VARC Type 2, is not satisfied until she or he has had input or output in all of their preferred modes.
What?
I don't know. The latter. What does it mean? Just looking up latest. Later, hindmost, closing end, concluding, final. I didn't know that. So the latter finds it harder to consume information, is often a procrastinator and slow deliverer, but eventually has a better and more in-depth understanding of the subject than other learning types and shows better decision making as a result. Okay, so if you still don't know how you learn best, fill out this questionnaire. It's amazing. This website's gonna be linked in the description of the podcast and also in the description of this video if you're on the video or if you're on the podcast. So if you want to find out exactly, or I hope somehow exactly what type of learner you are, just go to the site and go a little bit down below. It is in such a blue box, and for the podcast listeners, and fill out the questionnaire. It might help you. I might be doing it or might have a look at it after I finish this one. But yeah, David Kolb's theory. It's worth mentioning that there is another popular theory regarding learning styles published by David Kolb in 1984. This one is an experiential learning theory that works on two levels. The first level is, the first part is based on the 4-stage cycle of learning, and the second one is, the second part includes 4 separate learning styles. Once again, Kolb's theory is wrapped around the internal cognitive processes of learners. According to this American theorist, learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through transformation of experience. Dig deeper and check out this site for more information. The conclusion. Whenever you want to introduce these learning style theories into your content creation, first determine what type of audience you have to present to. Yeah, crucial, but I guess it is obvious. So when you can clearly classify them, then you can focus on a specific model. However, when you can't define your audience learning preference, then you will need to be ready to optimize your content for all types of learners, which is, I think, the best thing to do. Like having some visual shit, having some auditory shit, and then also having some text shit as well. You can always encourage your audience to fill out the survey and see what their learning preference is in order to provide them with the most relevant content. As stated in the beginning, people are created differently, so they pay attention to different things depending on their personality and cognitive disabilities.
Cognitive disabilities.
I didn't want to say that. The cognitive abilities, not disabilities. Fucking hell. But even though, if you're having a cognitive disability, it is fine, motherfucker. It is okay. You can still just be, I don't know whom. There is actually an actor, and this actor he is handicapped in some way, in some really, I think in some really tough way. I think he can't walk or something, but still, he's a pretty great actor, and he was in some main movies, and it is amazing. So if you have some fucking cognitive disabilities, it doesn't mean shit. You can still strive for whatever you want to achieve. You can still achieve a lot of fucking shit. It's amazing. If you have, some issues, no matter if it is cognitive or, physical or whatever, you still can do shit. You can still be one of the greatest in a particular field. Don't let yourself, be discouraged by some shit like that. Turn these tips into practice, and you'll quickly observe how dramatically the perception of your presentations improves. Below you'll find an infographic that beautifully summarizes the article. Take a look and feel free to share it or add it to your content. Should I go through it? I don't know. I would still link it in the description so that you can have a look at it yourself. But yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice for you. So I hope you can see that. Yeah. So the first one is the what's the first one? The visual learner. So the tactics would be prepare an outline of your presentation. Replace text with visuals. Use opposing colors to show contrast. Use concept maps to connect the information, and encourage the audience to take notes. The reading type: prepare easy notes. Make a transcript. Give them paper and pen so they can take notes, and stay consistent when formatting text. The auditory learner: play lyric-free music during your presentation. Lead focus groups and let your students speak up. Make recordings so they can listen later. Move around the room so they can hear you better. Encourage audience to take notes and keep them in their social element. And the last one is the kinaesthetic learner. Use real-life examples. Redo lab experiments or projects, and use pictures and photos to illustrate your idea. But let's actually have a look at this questionnaire, this survey. I hate surveys. Like, the thing is, something that you can often see online is when you Google for quick ways to make some money online shit, you will definitely find some surveys. You will definitely just, encounter surveys or people that are suggesting you to do surveys.
No.
I think it's a waste of time. I've been looking up these things as well. You can make, I guess, $2 or something for actually selling your data, theoretically. Anonymously. Maybe I'm gonna look them up. Maybe I'm gonna do some. But the thing is, they're gonna take some time. And I don't know, like $2 for, half an hour or something. Still depends on how fast you are, just how fast you're able to fill them out. Yeah, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't think so. So yeah, there's the VARC questionnaire. Choose a language. It is amazing. So it is actually in German as well. There are quite a lot of languages, like Espanol, Turkish, Netherlands, Deutsch, German, Portuguese. Should I do that? Nah, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time, but it is like, okay, I'm then having my result and I can just still do it afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, should I actually end the episode? The thing is, then I've only had 40 minutes of content for today. I don't know. Like, the thing is that the podcast itself is nice when it is a little bit longer. It depends on the person still. Like, some people like this, some people like that, and I gotta have to figure it out when I have a community. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode there, without stretching it unnecessarily. Yeah. I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself that you gonna be remembered. So basically, your legacy, And even though we can't control it, not everyone's gonna like us. Even though we are just the nicest fucking person there is. Yeah, nothing to do about that. But yeah, I wish you the best. Also think about your purpose and why are you here on this planet and what you're trying to change on this planet. So yeah, I'll leave you with these questions and I see you the next time. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I deeply fucking appreciate that. You don't know how much I would appreciate that. Especially seeing like videos getting some views, videos getting some watch time. I don't know, people actually consuming the shit that I'm putting out daily. It's just amazing. It really is fucking amazing. But yeah, with that being said, I see you the next time. I love you. Thanks.